Hi friends, and welcome to my channel. Hope that you guys are having a good day. If you are a returning subscriber, thank you for coming back. And if you are new and you would like to see more videos from me and would like to hang around, I would love for you to hit that subscribe button as well as your bell notifications if you'd like to be notified every time I upload a video. In today's video, I am back to do my November palette challenge update. This is a collab video that I do with Nat, who is also known as Little Miss Nat, and Beth, who's from Little Betsy _79. This was a collab that Nat came up with and invited us ladies to do with her. It has been super fun. I can't believe it's almost over, but we may possibly be thinking of continuing it into the new year, so we shall see. It's definitely up to Nat if she wants to do that, but it's been super fun. I know for them as well. It has helped us and caused us to pull palettes we wouldn't really reach for and to use up things in our collection. So if you're not aware with the palette challenge, we are to use a palette 3 or more times to gain a point, and you have to use 3 or more shadows in the palette in order for it to count. So you could use it 6 times, use the palette 6 times, you'll still get a point. No, if you use it 6 times, you'll get 2 points for that palette. So yeah, I just give myself the low bar because I don't want to overwhelm myself. So my mindset is to use, for me, I just try to use each palette 3 times. And if I use it more than 3, then great. But I don't try to over exceed depending on if I want to continue using that so that I can get a chance through other palettes that I have. Let me also start, because that did remind me, last month I was wrong on my points, so I will be minusing. I already did minus, so if you know my point tally for last month, just know that you're to minus 1 more extra point for October instead of what I originally had. Because I did forget of a haul that I did, and it's my apologies. When I was looking back at my videos, I'm like, I did another Ulta haul. This was in October, and I didn't account for it, so I wanted to let you guys know that. So I will be losing that point from last month. So I have already minused that out, and I have my palette here. My palettes and that I used and the points that I have. So keep in mind that the reason why we give you want you to keep the tally of the points is because at the end of this, we will be doing a collective giveaway, and whoever knows each of our points will be basically put in a drawing for a big giveaway from the 3 of us. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and start, and I'm going to tell you which palettes that I got a point for this month, and also if I lose any points for any purchases made in the month of November. Okay, so let's start with the first palette on my list, the Anastasia Beverly Hills Sultry palette. I'm sure everyone is familiar with this, but if you're not, this is what it looks like. And it just has a ton of beautiful sultry shades is what I would explain. I've shared this palette with you in favorites videos and look videos and all of that. So I did use this palette 3 or more times, so I will be gaining a point for that one. You guys know that it's one of my favorite palettes. I love it. I always gravitate towards it and always want to use it. But I hadn't in quite some time before this challenge, so great thing was I used it a lot more and do realize that I really do still love it. Next palette is the Jaclyn Hill and Morphe palette. This is the Ring the Alarm palette, and I got this when I worked at Ulta Beauty as a gratis, and I have 2 of them actually. And believe it or not, this month I actually pulled this palette. That is what it looks like. Beautiful palette. I completely forgot about this in my collection, to be honest, and I hadn't used it since I got it, which was, I haven't worked for Ulta now for over a year. Since last year in August, I quit, and so I got the gratis probably earlier that year sometime, so I mean, I've had it in my collection for quite some time, and when I first got it, I did use it, and I haven't even grabbed it or anything until this month, and I'm just so glad I did, because I did even consider passing it, but I'm so happy that I used it, because I'm definitely going to be hanging on to it, because it's such a beautiful, beautiful palette. And I have a lot of these colors in my collection, but I'm definitely not going to get rid of that. So I did use that 3 or more times. The next palette is another Jaclyn Hill and Morphe. This is the Bling Boss. I did also get this one as a gratis when I worked at Ulta, the same time I got that one. And this is just a very pretty purple palette. You can get so many great looks. I did a look recently using this. I'll try to put pictures on the end of the video. I did not film it because it was just to do, I wasn't going anywhere or anything. I just wanted to play in it. And I used quite a bit of the shades. I think like 6 of them maybe more. But it's definitely gorgeous. And I'm so disappointed that I hadn't used it in so long. And I'm just so glad at the same time that I did pull it, because I love it. Yes, I did a really pretty look that I loved, and I may do it on camera for you guys. But yeah, that is a beautiful palette as well. So got to play in that. So that's another point for me. Next palette is the James Charles, and Morphe palette. So if you guys remember, this was a palette that was gifted to me from the beautiful Desi here from Desi's Corner. And she was so sweet to give me this. And I never bought it for myself. I shared the story with you guys because when I worked at Ulta, this was like the hottest item forever. And it just made me so irritated that I never like wanted to purchase it because of how much people were obsessed with this palette. I have been really enjoying this palette. I can definitely see why it's loved by so many people. And I'm so happy that she thought of me. I'm so happy to have it. I have dipped in a ton of shades and just have been doing all kinds of different things with it. The other day I used this as a face palette for blush and all that and highlighter, and it's pretty much just endless possibilities. You're truly enjoying this. It is going to stay on the side over here because I still want to try to dip in every single shade. That's what I'm working on. So yeah, I love that palette. So thank you again, Desi, for thinking of me and blessing me with that palette. I truly do enjoy it. And it's being used, so just know that. Okay, next palette is my Norvinia. You guys know my Anastasia Beverly Hills Norvinia palette. Absolutely love this palette. You guys know I have used this quite a bit for shades. Absolutely love this palette. Yeah, so I use that 3 or more times, and so I get a point for that one as well. We have the Violet Voss Essentials number 2, and it looks like that. I got this in a boxy charm, and that is what it looks like. It's a neutrals palette, but you got some pops of color in here, and I was able to create some very nice looks with this. I wasn't sure because it's kind of blah on the top, but then you have the bottom, and just kind of doing a look with the two is really nice. So this is Wild Orchid. And it just stands out to me. Look at that. Look how pretty that is. It's just a fun pop of brightness. And then let me show you this pretty blue. It's called Blue Sky. Look at that. I mean, my goodness, right? There's that one. And then this other one, Aqua, is a shimmer. It's like a teal, like it sounds. Look at how beautiful that is. Look at that. Beautiful. I love this palette. So glad I got it in my boxy charm. And actually, Violet Voss is becoming one of my favorite brands for eyeshadows. Honestly, really been loving this. I do like this palette very much and very happy that I got it. Okay, so the last palette that I'm getting a point for is the Profusion Smoky palette. This is a $5 palette right there. And this is what the palette looks like. You can see I have a dip in there, right there. Got some panning going right there, which I'm excited about. But I think it's not like actual natural pan that I did. I think it just chipped and broke off. But that's okay, right? So this is a very, very pretty palette. Lots of neutrals, of course. Again, the pans are so big. I still cannot believe that this palette only cost me $5. Yeah, I love this palette, and I will continue using it and continue trying to use up some shadows in it because it is one of my favorites, and I do find that I do gravitate. So I used 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I used 7 palettes this month, 3 or more times. To minus 2 points because I did a Ulta haul and then I did a ColourPop haul this month. And so there were items for myself as well as other people, so I have to count that. So I will be losing 2 points for the month of November. So if you remember my points from last month, like I said, up to for October, minus 1 extra point because I forgot about a haul I did in October. And then you'll get my total points. And then I told you guys I used 7 different palettes, that 3 or more times in November, but I have to minus 2 points because of the 2 hauls. So then you should know at that point how many points that I have. And that is all of the palettes I used this month. Again, thank you, Nat, so much for including me. I can't wait to see how many palettes you ladies use this month and how many points you get. This has been so fun and just such a great way to use the palettes in our collection and new ones that we're getting, of course, obviously, because we all have been getting new palettes either way. But yeah, so this has been great. So if you guys enjoyed this video, I would love for you to go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed, I would love for you to hit that subscribe button. And also don't forget your bell notification so you can be notified every time I upload a video. And keep in mind as well that I will be having a big giveaway coming up aside from the one that Nat and the 3 of us are doing. Also, I may be doing sporadic giveaways this month in the month of December. It's going to be smaller ones, but then when I get to 500, I'm going to do my really big one that time. So be on the lookout for clues or little, make sure you're watching the full video because you never know when I will say giveaway time or anything like that. I won't put any clues on the video as far as wordage and stuff. You just have to be watching and know what I'm going to request in order to be put in that drawing. So I thought that would be fun for the month of December because it's just that time of the year to be giving back. I have a ton of stuff that I can give to you guys and things that are such great deals right now that I can pick up and I wouldn't mind doing. So be looking out for that. But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this video and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye guys.